Alright guys, this week we're going to be tackling the monster that's undead, but still alive enough to kick your butt. This week is vampires.
The secret side of me, I never let you see. I keep it caged, but I can't control it. So stay away from me.
Let's talk about the origins of vampires. This thing is huge. Vampires have been around for centuries and centuries, scaring the crap out of kids and adults alike. A lot of people believe Dracula created them, or something about bad and a deal with the devil, all that stuff. But did you know there's actually a real world experience why vampires might have started? Yeah, there was this old disease that would put you in such a deep sleep. Most people thought you were dead. They would bury you, and then you would wake up in the coffin. Of course you'd be freaking out and you'd be trying to claw your way out, so you would end up suffocating and then actually dying. But when they opened up the coffin, they would see claw marks all over the coffin. That is actually a big theory about how vampires originated. Well, at least the stories of them. Superstition was big back then, so you see claw marks, a dead body, you're like, that ain't right. That ain't natural. I'm quitting my job as a gravekeeper. I mean, if you have a job as a gravekeeper, you might want to quit that anyway. No offense to gravekeepers that watch this show. I respect and love what you do. Let's go into monster superpowers. So, vampires have the basics. Super strength, agility, healing factor, sharp teeth. Yeah, let's not forget those teeth. But did you know they also have extremely sharp nails? Yeah, these things are rock hard. If you read the book Secret du Freak, they actually explain that vampires don't like to use their teeth. They feel it's like way too raw. So what they like to do is like pretty much go doop doop with their nails. Take a little bit. They also have super saliva, which heals. Heal it up, tiny little scar. I wasn't there. Gone. Vampires don't have to use their teeth. It's just this big myth. But, I mean, it is kind of frightening seeing giant fangs bare at you. Let's go over some mystical powers that vampires may or may not have, depending on which story you read. So, if we went through every myth of what vampires could or could not have, this would be too long of a video just going over that. So let's go over some basic ones. Shapeshifting. Yeah, vampires can actually change into bats, wolves, fog, of all things. It's to scare people. And that would be scary. Man turns into a wolf, I'd either think werewolf, either way I'd be crapping my pants. Think about it. Or into a bat. Ugh. But some stories don't believe that because they take a more realistic approach. Now, one of the more common things that could actually be true, which would lead into the shape-shifting of everything, and a lot of the mystical powers that vampires have, is that they can actually hypnotize their prey. This makes a lot of sense. If you could hypnotize your prey, you could make them see whatever you want, and well, that could be how a lot of very creative vampires started the myths about turning into fog, werewolves, etc. More you know. Vampire weaknesses. Let's get this out of the way. The sun. That big ball of gas out in outer space will kill a vampire if exposed directly to it. Yeah, SPF 500,000 can't do much for that thing. But there is a difference of opinion about how the sun affects a vampire. Most stories say that the sun will kill them. Some stories say it takes, some stories are like they instantly spontaneously combust. Other ones, they get a really bad sunburn and eventually The books Secret du Freak, which I've mentioned before, and also the Vampire Diaries have a great take on this. Both say the longer you're in the sun, the more you burn. It takes a while, and sometimes no time at all, depending on how low on blood you are. So, 9 times out of 10, with a vampire, you're not going to find them on the beach in the middle of the day in Santa Monica. No, they're going to be in their little house, hiding from the sun. Now, what else can kill a vampire? Well, a lot of people believe holy water, garlic, crosses, anything religious, actually. But lately, that hasn't been true. Simply because when a lot of the vampire myths were being created, it was a very religious time. So they saw vampires as creatures of the night, evil demons. But that doesn't mean they're religious. So religious artifacts wouldn't really affect them. I mean, vampires are just superhuman that feast on us. They're not actually a religious thing. So a lot of the religious ways to kill a vampire wouldn't affect him at all. You splash holy water on anybody, they're just gonna be like, okay, cool, that was fun. What next? And then why would garlic? I never understood the garlic. Hey, are they afraid of having bad breath? What if the vampire can't, like, care? I mean, if he eats a pizza, is he gonna burst into flames or something? That would be an interesting way to kill a vampire though. Feed them garlic pizza. Piercing their heart. Okay, these things are dead. So when you pierce the heart, it kind of erodes them into dust. Necessarily, we go by wood. There is some myths in there that the reason why we use wood is because it represents the coffin that they were buried in. So when you stab them, it keeps them dead. You can't bring them back. So that's what happens. But also, if you chop off their head and blow out their hearts, yep, that works too. Okay guys, we're nearing the end of this show, so I'm going to recommend a few shows, a couple of books, and as of course, this is a big topic, so if you think I forgot something, or you think I left something out, or you want to add something, feel free to subscribe and comment right down below. I love to hear what you guys say. So my book recommendation, I'm going to say Cirque du Freak. This is an amazing franchise. There's about 12 books. It goes really into how vampires are made, created, all that stuff. Oh, it's great. Start to finish, phenomenal. You can get this on Amazon. I would definitely check it out, or your public library. Definitely go check out your public library anyways. Now for some movies. Dracula Untold. Okay, this movie is the best Dracula retelling I've seen in a while. It takes it so serious, but there are some pretty good laughs. Definitely check out Dracula Untold. Now, I'm going to recommend a few TV shows. First of all, Supernatural. This is a phenomenal TV show. I will hands down recommend this to anybody trying to learn more about monsters, mystical creatures, anything like that. While they do their own spin on a lot of religious myths and other monsters, a lot of the monsters you see on this show I actually learned about from Supernatural, and then I did my own research. And now the second one. Alright guys, don't be hating, but The Vampire Diaries. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Oh, that's just like a Twilight ripoff. Actually, no. They actually make fun of Twilight a couple of times, and the story's pretty good. The later seasons go really into the love story, and I wasn't too a big fan, so I stopped watching around season 4. So if you don't mind a little romance, gotta say, it's a better love story than Twilight. Alright guys, I love you, and good hunting.